Hey, this is Blastzone Mike. What's going on? A little late. We had some technical difficulties. Tonight, I'm going to have Greg Cruz from The Walking Dead and several other shows we'll talk about too. Um, he was a feature walker on The Walking Dead during the prison scene. That's been season three, I think.
Season 4.
Season four, Greg tells me. Season four.
Snoring Man on season 4.
Snoring Man on season four. You hear him in the background, don't you? Well, anyway, so Greg Cruz. Uh, so what's been going on with you, Greg?
Hey, not much, man. Just another day. Yeah, I did season 4 of The Walking Dead. I was in the Hunger Games for about 3 years. We did Catching Fire to the Last Mockingjay. And, of course, most currently been involved with Stranger Things, which is a very popular show now.
Yeah, it's probably Netflix's biggest show, other than House of Cards and Orange Is the New Black.
It's a pretty interesting plot. I like this. It's very original.
So I guess we'll start with The Walking Dead. Kind of tell everybody how you become the Snoring Man on The Walking Dead, and take us through the process of that.
Well, season 4, back during the original filming, when they first started filming The Walking Dead, the first couple of seasons, they weren't as many restrictions, security, because they didn't realize the show was going to go over so big. But as they got towards season 4, and the show's pretty much got such a huge cult following now, everything, of course, got stricter, and the director, of course, is very, very involved with his selection. I had been an extra in season 2 of The Walking Dead, and they wanted me to come back for this episode, season 4. It was like a picture selection deal. They saw my pictures, and they knew who I was, because I worked a lot of shows around town. And called me in, so they wanted to establish me as part of the prison group, the Woodbury Refugees. And, of course, the character, the Snoring Guy, which is a tribute walker from Dawn of the Dead, the one in the hospital gurney that gets up and all the guts falls out. And that's what this character was all about. It was pretty much paying homage to that old classic horror movie.
Who in that scene? Take us through. You turning and who kills you in that whole sequence.
Well, if you watch now, when you watch the episode, it's season 4. And they actually start setting up that scene at the end of episode 1 of season 4. And what happens, the kid Patrick, with the glasses, who's played by Vincent Martella, his character, or Patrick, he dies in the shower. He has that weird pig flu or whatever's going around the prison. And when he dies, he, of course, turns into a walker, and he's going after Karen, who just got through having a huge makeout session with Tyrese, and he's going after her until he hears the snoring. And, well, there you have it.
Then you become the Snoring Man as a walker.
Yeah.
And then,
of course, I became the walker.
And then who ended up killing you?
Well, originally, the way they wrote the scene originally was supposed to be Glenn was supposed to be the original guy that killed me. As a matter of fact, that's how Stephen Yoon introduced himself to me. He said, "Hi, my name is Stephen Yoon. I'm going to be killing you today."
That's funny.
All right. Got everything?
Well,
all right. We'll see you later.
You there?
Yeah, I was dropping somebody.
Okay, cool.
Like I said, I'm in my car, so
okay.
Be held responsible for the words that come out of my mouth.
Okay.
Especially the red lights and...
Delaney, I think that's how you say the name, Delaney Smallgrove, wants to know, where do they film at, like, what state?
Okay, The Walking Dead was originally started in downtown Atlanta and Mansfield, Georgia. And as the seasons progressed, season 2, they moved to a little town south of Atlanta named Sonoy, Georgia. Sonoy, believe it or not, was where Driving Miss Daisy was filmed with Jessica Tandy and Morgan Freeman and Dan Aykroyd. And the stages that they use for Driving Miss Daisy is now the Walking Dead stages, Reynolds Studio, which is right outside of downtown Sonoy, Georgia.
Wow.
Sonoy has Walking Dead uses a lot of locations around that part of Georgia. They go down. There's another town just south that they use, as well as Griffin, Georgia, and there's actually a couple of scenes that's filmed in the actual real Woodbury, which there's a real Woodbury, Georgia.
Oh, good. Cool. And Delaney Smallgrove is asking that, or she said that's real close to me. I'm in Covington, Georgia.
Oh, you're in Covington. Yeah, you're not that far. Now the Vampire Diaries is filmed a lot in Covington, or they're ending this season.
Oh, cool. Do you hear that, Delaney?
Vampire Diaries does all their exterior shots. Actually, there's a Vampire Diaries themed restaurant in downtown Covington, Georgia.
In downtown Covington, Georgia, there's one.
Yeah, it's called Mystic Falls, just like the restaurant or Mystic Grill, just like in the show.
Tell the people about Sonoya and what's going on there, and since the town's blown up because of filming of Walking Dead, and about the tours and things like that.
Okay, Sonoy, Georgia was a small little one-horse town, and it grew. I mean, to be honest with you, there wasn't much going on in this town. No one knew about it. No one knew where it was or that it existed. And over the years after Walking Dead, over 500 new businesses opened their shops up in Sonoy, including the Woodbury Shop, which is a Walking Dead store. It's all it's all for the Walking Dead. As well as Nick and Norman's, which is a restaurant owned by Greg Nicotero and Norman Reedus. And, of course, the tour groups, which are actually hosted by the Georgia Mercantile Company. If you look Georgia Mercantile Company up, you can get their tours, and it's all a walking tour of Sonoy, Georgia. And they'll walk you through pretty much anything that was filmed around Sonoy. Point out, like, the governor from season 3, they'll show you all that. They'll show you where they took Andrea. They'll show you the pudding house where Carl had the pudding. So it's really a great tour. I've walked it a couple of times myself.
And they actually show you where Daryl killed Merle too, right?
That's actually on another tour.
Oh, there's another tour.
Yeah, there's a little town. There's another town just south of there called Harrelson, and if I'm not mistaken, that's where Merle got killed.
So, how many different tours is there?
That area too.
How many different tours is there of the Walking Dead stuff?
Oh my God, there's a few. There's the tours that run out of Harrelson, Georgia, which I believe a friend of mine named Marlene Littlefield runs that tour. I don't know if she still does or not. There's the Georgia Mercantile Company does their walking tour around Sonoy. If you go 30 miles west, there's a town called Grantville, which is where the Clear episode was filmed, where they found Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
And there's they also have a tour that they do, and you can actually go into Morgan's apartment and see how these people duplicated the apartment to look like it did on the show.
Oh, wow.
The writings on all, yeah, it's amazing. And, of course, the Atlanta Movie Tours is out of downtown Atlanta, and they actually do two different tours. They do one tour that runs downtown Atlanta, and they'll show you all the scenes of Walking Dead that were filmed in downtown. They'll take you to Terminus. They'll show you where Rick rode in on the horseback. They'll show you where the tank was in season 1. They'll take you up to where the CDC was.
Cool.
And they do a second tour that goes through Sonoy, Granville, and runs through those spots in Atlanta as well.
And most of those tours, there's somebody from The Walking Dead that's a tour host, right?
the Atlanta movie tours, there's a couple of guys there, Kent Wagner and Patrick Williams and Charlie Leach run the Atlanta movie tours. And it's a great setup. If you get a chance, you come to Atlanta. The Atlanta movie tours is incredible. They will put you on a shuttle, and they will show you the scenes on TVs inside the shuttle, and then they'll show you the actual physical spot, so you can see the difference between what is filmed and reality of what it really looks like.
Hope asked, what was it like to work with Daryl and Rick?
They're both really super great guys. Norman he's quiet. He's laid back. He's a fun guy though. But I'll tell you what blew my mind the most was when Andrew Lincoln introduced himself to me. I was sitting there in my prosthetics and I was waiting to shoot my scene, and Andrew Lincoln walks up and he introduces himself to me in his British accent. Which, I forgot the man was British, and it threw me off, and I didn't know what to say back to him.
Being on such an iconic show now that we don't ever know when it's going to be canceled or it's going to be the end, because it's the biggest show in the history of TV for the most part. How does it feel to know that you were on that iconic show and that you have a piece of that for the rest of your life?
Well, I did about 3 years in the United States Navy, and I was stationed on, at the time, one of the greatest ships in the fleet. And it's the same feeling. It really is. It's a very similar feeling. That feeling of pride that I got to help create something. I got to create this art that is loved, by pretty much the whole world. It's a beautiful feeling. It really is.
Just a couple more Walking Dead things. What's the craziest thing a fan's ever done?
I don't get a lot of those, to be honest with you. I mean, I travel to a lot of conventions, but I have heard stories with Norman Reedus. Yeah, I've heard he's got all kind of weirdos that come out. Some girl sent him one of her breast implants. What else? I get a few of the stalkers. These walker stalkers. They come out. I've heard stories about some of these fans. They'll sit and hide in the set, just waiting to get a view of their favorite character.
Didn't Merle have an incident, or Michael Rooker have an incident where somebody tried to bite him?
Yeah, I heard about that, and I heard the same thing that happened to Norman Reedus at a walker stalker. Some lady walked up to Norman Reedus and bit him.
Yeah, I mean, that's some crazy shit now. It's like, these fans get crazy, about things. Like when the guy who plays Negan become Negan, people were talking about how they were going to go tell him that he's a piece of shit and all this other stuff because he killed Glenn and Abraham. And I'm thinking to myself, do these people know what reality is?
Oh, that's not what got me. I'll tell you what really got to me was I heard this in the news, and it kind of broke my heart. That little girl who played Lizzie.
Oh, yeah?
She was getting death threats.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that upset me. I'm like, this is a 13-year-old girl who did an incredible job playing this character.
She did.
And these weirdos are coming out threatening, death threatening, giving this little girl death threats, man. I'm like, you know what? This is a little girl right here who has a very promising career as an actress.
Mm-hmm.
That really gets to me.
The girl that played her sister, Micah, she's on the night shift now.
I met her. Me and her did a convention together in Arizona a couple of years back.
Yeah, she's a main character on the show now because the gay couple adopted her. That's on that show.
Right.
So she got a lot of screen time last season, didn't she, Hope?
Yeah.
She was sick on the show or something. I can't remember what it was. So
she was part of that little group. It was her, Lizzie, and baby Judith, who they got pretty much after they escaped the prison. They ended up escaping the prison was Tyrese and ultimately Carol. And they went in that whole episode where Lizzie killed Amika, and then Carol had to shoot Lizzie.
Yeah, look at the flowers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they were, they didn't know how far that little girl was going to go because she lost all hope of reality.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a good thing. That's a cool thing about Walking Dead. It's not just a zombie show where, really the show's about walkers, but it's really not. It's about the people.
About survival.
Yeah, it's about surviving. It's about what people will do to survive. A lot of people look at the governor when he was on there and said he was an evil person. But Rick's just as evil as he was, just like Rick's just as evil as Negan, if you think about it, because they all do the same thing.
Well, it's a different reality, and that's what these people have to portray is this new element, this new world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is no longer civilized society like what we have now. It's all about survival, and if you have to kill to survive, then you got to kill to survive. And you've got the walkers coming at you. You've got all these people, that they're pretty much trying to survive themselves. I don't think any of them are bad.
Yeah.
I think that they're trying to find their own niche. I mean, and honestly, I didn't think I was going to like Negan, but after watching him, man, he's one of my favorite characters now.
Me too. He is amazing.
And Jeffrey Dean Morgan portrays him insane good.
Amazing. He's an amazing actor on it. I mean, if there was anybody, don't know, these talks about Henry Rollins was going to be Negan. Yeah. I can't see nobody now ever being Negan, because Negan's just, he's amazing. The things that he says, especially after he took all of Rick's shit that one time, that was crazy, man. That was just like off the hook what he said to him. And I like the fact that now it's going to more of the comic book, So the comic book fans are like, holy crap, they're putting it into the show more,
Well, they tried to get away from the comic books. That's the whole thing. They made that transition, but they're trying so hard to keep both fan bases happy. So you got to follow the comic books, plus you have to follow the kind of make someone else. Let me get 2 packs of Camel Crush, please.
Hey, Matt, what's going on? Good to see you tonight. Let me ask you this. What do you think about Fear of the Walking Dead?
I don't.
You don't like it?
I tried to watch that. I couldn't get into it. It's just not the same. It does not tell, it doesn't tell the story.
Let me ask you, do you think Fear of the Walking Dead is getting a third season just because it's a sister show to The Walking Dead?
I don't see how. To be honest with you, I don't see how it survived this long. I don't get it, to be honest with you.
I don't either. We watched the whole first season. We watched half the second season. We still ain't watched the end of the second season yet.
I watched 10 minutes into the first season, and that's all I could take. I was not a fan.
I can remember the first time that we watched The Walking Dead, the first episode, the very first episode, and when Rick kills Addie Miller is her name, the little girl.
Addie Miller. She's a sweetheart.
Yes, awesome person to meet. When he kills her, and you see her brains go everywhere, I was hooked. I was like, what are we watching? This is like totally out of left field for a zombie show. You know what I mean?
I tell you what got me is, like I said earlier, I was actually an extra on season 2. They gave the name of my character. He was the bandage guy. And I was in this flashback scene on episode 5 of season 2. And I knew about the show. I'd seen posters of it. I was living in Florida when the show first started, they started advertising and announcing it. And when I finally moved to Atlanta, started working in the film industry, I worked on the show. And some of my friends were telling me that episode was being played that night on AMC. And so I watched it. And I was actually impressed with the acting and the way they were telling the story.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I'm from Georgia. I'm Georgia native, so you know, a lot of these characters I could relate to from the way they talk, the way they look. You know, these are all people that me, you know, I could relate to. So that actually made it that much more interesting for me.
Well, what are some of the other films you've done before?
Um, I've been involved with, I've actually worked on over 150 major films and TV shows. I always play strong authority figures, cops. The Hunger Games, I was one of the peacekeepers all the way through. I had a small speaking role on the movie The Internship with Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. I was in the Little League game yelling at Owen Wilson. I actually spent the whole day wrestling this man. I had a small speaking role on Containment, which was a limited run series on CW. I was in the pilot. I don't know if anybody watches the crime docudramas. You know, the ones where they tell these true stories and they reenact these true crimes.
Oh yeah, all the time. IDTV.
Yeah, I got to play a guy on Your Worst Nightmare. His name is Kenneth Boonstraw. It was the first episode of season 3 that got released. It's called Primal Instinct. If you ever get a chance to watch it, it's a great show.
Mm-hmm.
But what they do is, Your Worst Nightmare, they take actual crime footage, crime stories, and they retell them, but they do it with horror movie style. They use the lighting, the music, and the camera angles that you mostly use for horror movies. That's how they film Your Worst Nightmare. And it's an incredible episode.
You never done Sex Sent Me to the ER, right?
I never did what?
Sex Sent Me to the ER?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've heard of that one. I've been involved with, I do a lot of indie work right now as well. I did 2 Deadpool Black Panther short films. A friend of mine, Garrett Dumas, had wrote two different episodes where Deadpool and Black Panther worked together. These were released before the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool movie was released.
Oh.
They're on YouTube, actually. You can watch them. I play a guy named Mr. Nigel, who ends up having to contract Deadpool to go rescue my missionary daughter. And as a matter of fact, as we speak, I have a Facebook page. It's called Dark Wasteland. Me and my son have wrote a post-apocalyptic war series called Dark Wasteland. And it's going to be, we're launching the trailer very soon. And it's going to be a series that we're trying to get picked up.
Cool.
And we're actually going to start filming that this month. We're going to be releasing it. I'll be playing, I've got a character coming in a couple seasons in. There's a lot of character development with that one. But my son Dakota plays Ensign Sulos, who is a teenager trying to survive in the post-apocalypse. And this is after God has taken everybody back to heaven, and the earth is barren, and these people, they're barely surviving. And there's all these little groups. It's a pretty interesting storyline.
Hey, Tanya. What's up? Good to see you in the room.
Hi, Tanya.
Did you say your son's name's Dakota?
Yeah.
My son's named Dakota, too. He turns 18 this year.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Mine will be 17.
17? Well, just right behind. He play Grand Theft Auto all the time? My son, that's all he wants to play is Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, we're both hooked on GTA 5. That is an incredible game.
Yeah, he's on it. He's got Xbox One, and he plays it like from the time he wakes up to the time he goes to bed.
We have a PS3. We're getting ready to go PS4, but
PS4.
right now we do it on PS3.
Yeah, we bought him all kinds of other games. Like we bought him Battlefront, and we bought him Mortal Kombat X, and he's like, "Oh, buy me this game, the new Call of Duty game." And we're just to the point where those things are like $70 a piece. We're like, dude, you got to play these other games too, not just play, Grand Theft Auto all the time.
Well, you know what I like? I like GameStop, the way they do games now. So, You know, GameStop has made it so much easier to purchase games and to play.
Oh yeah.
So that's all we do. We play games, and there's certain games that we have that we don't get rid of. Like we have the Arkham Asylum collection that we're not getting rid of, and I'm a big fan of the Army of Two series.
Oh yeah, I know that series.
Oh God, that's one of my favorite ones. I always play as Rios because he's a big dude.
See, the reason why he don't want to play those games, is the downloadable content, the DLCs or DICs, whatever you call them, DLCs. They cost an extra $50. But on Grand Theft Auto,
we don't do all that.
On Grand Theft Auto, they're free. All your downloadable content is all free. So it's like, if he wants it to snow because it's winter, that downloadable content is free. And GTA does that, and I think the reason they do that is we don't have to put out a GTA 6. You know?
Oh, I want to see that. That's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, I don't even play the game. I just like to take the cars and drive around and look at the country, and, I like stealing, I'll steal the tractor trailers and drive them around. I haven't played there's little games inside it that you have to do to unlock stuff. I haven't done one. And we've had the game for 2 years now, and I hadn't done anything except drive around.
I don't show that on mine. Oh, yeah, that's great, man. The whole Grand Theft Auto thing, man. I don't play games. I like watching him, because he's got that stuff on lockdown. He knows how to do it, man. So yeah. Let's talk.
I go ahead and break this out. How many people you got listening in right now?
Well, there's 5 right now.
Oh, okay.
It goes up and down. There was like 12. Now there's 5.
Well, I got a trivia question I want to ask, and I don't want anybody cheating, so we're going to put a small little time limit on it, and whoever answers, we'll send them a autographed picture.
Okay.
Quick and easy question. You have to remember, to answer this, you have to remember my scene from the show, though.
You all hear that? The scene from his show on The Walking Dead.
Season 4, Episode 2.
Season 4, Episode 2.
Okay. The actor who killed the character who killed me was Patrick. Patrick, the guy who plays Patrick, is also known for another role that is very widely popular.
Okay.
And the only reason they wrote the Patrick for this actor, his name is Vincent Martella, because he was a big fan of the show. But he is known, his fame is from the show. I want to see who knows who he is.
Okay, so if somebody answers that question before tomorrow night.
About a minute.
You want a minute? Okay.
Let's give it just a couple minutes here.
Okay, we'll give a couple minutes.
See if anybody can answer. Most people don't know this from the top of their head, but it's a really interesting trivia question.
I know the answer.
I'm sorry?
I know the answer.
Do you? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
People do, or they freak out when they find out.
Yeah, it's funny. That's like the guy in the Terminus scene with that gets bashed in the head with the baseball bat.
Yeah.
That guy's going to be on with me on Wednesday. The guy that bashes him in the head.
You talking about the bald guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. I hate to say I can't remember his name.
Hold on a minute. I'll tell you, because he's...
he's a good friend. Adam Boyer.
Yeah, that's how you say his name, Adam Boyer.
Yeah, Boyer.
But the funny thing is, this is a great trivia question, too. We'll just throw it out there for the hell of it. What is the guy known for that he bashes in the head on another TV show?
Oh, I know this answer. You want me to answer it?
Well, let's see if anybody answers it first.
He was also in another episode of The Walking Dead, too. They brought him back for that role.
Yeah, he was also in another episode of The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Oh, God, I loved it. That blew my mind when they told me who he was. And he is the nicest guy, too. I've never met him, but I've heard his interviews, and he is one of the most sincere, down-to-earth people I have ever actually heard in an interview. I mean, this guy is really nice.
He's coming to Lexington for the Comic-Con here in March.
Oh, good for him.
Go ahead and do your question one more time, okay?
My question, the actor Vincent Martella, who plays Patrick on The Walking Dead, what is his claim to fame other than Walking Dead? This is what put him on the map, what made him huge.
Anybody? Well, we'll come back to it. Let's talk about Stranger Things. Stranger Things is like the biggest show on Netflix.
It blew my mind when that show got, and I watched it. Me and my girlfriend, we watched it on Netflix as soon as it came out. And we watched the entire thing in one night. It was that good. And I'm not even into those kind of shows, but this show was incredible.
And you actually are in it.
I'm sorry?
You're actually in it.
I am. I'm one of the MP soldiers. Actually, I got hired for that role because of my military experience. But yeah, I play one of the MPs at Hawkins Lab, where they're doing all the experiments. But I got kind of a funny story about working on Stranger Things.
Okay, shoot.
I came into work the first morning we worked, and honestly, I had just come off another show. That had filmed that night, so I didn't have any sleep. I actually tried to take a nap in the car, so I was not awake at all, and not really very attentive that day. So anyhow, I'm on my way to set, and they set me up, and I'm playing one of the military MP guys. And my whole purpose in that scene was to open the plastic tent so Matthew Modine could walk through. And that was my whole purpose in that. And usually on these sets, when they dress you out, it's usually 2 or 3 different departments. And they had costumes put me in the, dress me out. And they put me in my military MP uniform department, had to put the badges and the guns and everything else on me. And in the process of doing all that, they forgot to button one of my shirts. And like I said before, I was exhausted. I hadn't slept that night. I had just come off another show. And I wasn't really, I guess I wasn't thinking, oh, yeah, 9 o'clock, right? Okay. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm rambling here.
It's okay, keep on.
The costumes forgot to button one of my buttons on my shirt. And Matthew Modine, who I'm staring at, I'm trying to figure out who this man is. He looks familiar, but I can't place his face. He comes up and starts buttoning my costume. And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, oh my God, this makes me D'Onofrio of Full Metal Jacket. You know, private pilot. Because, you know, Matthew Modine, he was the choker on Full Metal Jacket. Private pilot. It just didn't hit me until when I figured out who he was, that's when that hit me. I'm like, oh my God. But we got to filming that scene, and later on, I forgot to open the tent. There she is. Good. But a friend of mine's appearing on the show tonight, so we're watching that as well.
Oh, cool.
Long story short, I forgot to open the curtain all the way down, and ended up tripping Matthew Modine while he was doing his lines. The man tripped, fell on his face, got right back up, and didn't even miss a beat. It was amazing.
That's funny. That's funny. And can you talk about anything that you're on a set of now, maybe, or that you're going to be doing, or anything like that?
Well, we've got a lot of new new projects gearing up in Atlanta. So, we've talked about Dark Wasteland. Black Panther's starting up. It's actually already started. Plus, the Marvel Infinity Wars is starting to film. So, I should be able. I'm going to be hopefully be getting on that very shortly. I'm just waiting on a call.
And did you ever do any Tyler Perry stuff?
Say again?
You ever do any Tyler Perry stuff?
I have. I've done a few of his. I've done stuff with him before. I worked on the Haves and Have Nots. I worked on a Medea movie. I did Temptations of a Marriage Counselor many years ago. I've worked on Love Thy Neighbor. And what else? Actually, interesting story with Tyler Perry. Not too long ago, he bought out Fort McPherson, which is an old Army base in downtown Atlanta. So he's slowly making the transition from his stages in the southwest Atlanta area to building a lot at Fort McPherson. And believe it or not, a lot of people don't realize this, but The Walking Dead uses some of Fort McPherson for their scenes. That's where the kingdom is located at.
Exactly.
Fort Mac.
Delaney.
Part of Walking Dead is from Tyler Perry.
Delaney Smellgrove wants to know, what was his trivia question again? She missed it.
Oh, my trivia question, yes. The actor Patrick, or Vincent Martella, who plays Patrick, the guy who chewed my throat and that set up that whole scene right there, he is most known for something else. What is he most known for? You know that answer, don't you?
Oh, I know what it is.
Well, I did. I said that earlier. Yeah, no cheating.
Yeah.
No Googling. This is no Googling. Put down your Googling devices.
Everybody Googles everything nowadays and tries to figure out what's going on, man.
Late at night when I can't sleep, I like to Google myself.
My favorite thing is to watch Wikipedia. Look at Wikipedia.
Oh, my God, yes. I love Wikipedia. Well, my favorite thing is, of course, being in the film industry, my favorite website in the whole world is IMDb.
Oh, yeah, I find all kinds of stuff there.
I spend hours. Me and my girlfriend will be sitting here watching a show, and we'll look at a character, and we'll be like, who is that guy? And we'll pause it, and every show has its own title. We will Google the name of the episode and the title of that episode, and we'll scroll down the list, and not only will we be able to read about that whole show, all the trivia behind it, but we'll be able to figure out who all these actors are. And it's amazing, some of these people that we see, like back when they were young.
Yeah,
we were watching an old Alfred Hitchcock show the other night, and turned out the guy who played Coach from Cheers was in this episode.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah, I use IMDb for my website because like Emerald City that's on right now, I wanted to try to get some of those people to do an interview. That's how I found the couple of them that did an interview. The guy to play Ojo on it, which he's got a pretty predominant role in it. He did an interview with me, and if I'm looking for any of the Walking Dead people from season 6 to try to interview or whatever for my website, I go to IMDb for everything because that's the best place to find those people. And then you just kind of cross-reference with them or, whatever. She said Terminus Resident, I think.
Oh.
No, you're on the wrong track. On this wrong track there. But, yeah, with my website, I was going to say Blastzone Online. You can go on there, and you'll see before the end of the 30 days of Walking Dead interviews that started on the 12th and ends on the 12th when the new part of the season starts. You can go on there and you'll see a interview with Greg. He's still got to get it to me, I think. I don't think I got it yet, but you can go on there and read all about Greg and all that kind of stuff, and go check it out. Like I said, it started on the 12th, and there's all kinds of interviews of Walking Dead people. I pride myself because I'm probably the website, Blastzone Online, has more Walking Dead interviews than any other website on the earth or planet. Greg did an interview with me back when he was the snoring guy, way back, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
So,
Long time ago.
are you going to, we'll wrap this up here, but are you going to be doing any conventions this year at all?
I'm trying to do a couple. I just got back. I just did a convention this weekend that was actually close to my home here in Warner Robins, Georgia. I've got a couple of conventions I'm a regular at. I do Florence Comic Con in Florence, South Carolina. I do the Jekyll Island Comic Con in Jekyll Island, Georgia. And there's one or two here and there. I'm still waiting on some callbacks to find out. I got a couple of booking agents that try and get my appearances lined up. But if anybody's interested, I do have a fan page. Go to Facebook. I'm the Snoring Guy on Facebook. Look me up, like the page. I'm usually trying to post where I'm going to be at or what I'm up to. So that way y'all can keep in touch.
Yeah. Go ahead and give them the answer because nobody said anything.
Okay, and I'm going to answer your question too.
Okay.
My question was, who is Vincent Martella most famous for, other than playing Patrick on The Walking Dead? He's also the voice actor for Phineas on Phineas and Ferb.
Exactly.
And he was also on that show, Everybody Loves Chris, the show about Chris Rock when he was a teenager. But the answer I was looking for was Phineas. And the answer to your question is Robin Lord Taylor, who plays, he's on the Gotham series.
Yes.
Yes.
He is going to.
He's a super great guy.
He's going to. He is the Penguin.
He is. That's right. Cobblepot.
Yeah, Cobblepot. Yeah.
Yes. He is a super. I've heard some of his interviews. He is a super nice guy. I have nothing but respect for him.
And it's one of those shows that's really amazing. That Robin Lord Taylor, got to be a part of, and all that. That's also actually that show. The guy that plays Jesus, isn't he on that show too?
What's his name? Rubio. I'm not sure about that. Maybe. I'm gonna look that. Actually, you know what? I'll look that up right now.
I think he's part of the show too. He's got a part on it. But anyway, I'll let you go. And
yeah, yes. I gotta look this up real quick. Hold on.
All right.
You got me wondering that now.
All right, you look it up, and then we'll go.
Here we go. Walking Dead. Let's see. I'm on Walking Dead. Wait for the page to load. And let's see. All cast. Andrew Lincoln Jr. Okay, let's just go down. He's going to be a little bit down.
I'm not sure what his name is. I can't remember.
Oh, I'll know it when I see it for some reason. His name is Tom Payne.
Tom Payne, yeah.
I don't know why I kept saying Rubio. Let's see. He is known. The Walking Dead. Nothing really else I've heard of.
Okay, I got the wrong actor then. Because I thought he was on one of those shows, but I guess I was wrong about that.
I wouldn't put it past him, though. He's a great actor. I didn't know this, but he's English.
Oh, yeah. Delaney Smellgrove said, can you ask him to come to Covington and do a meet and greet?
In Covington?
Yeah.
Yeah. Follow my fan page. Go to Facebook. I like to go out to the Vampire Diaries tour shop every once in a while. I haven't been there in a while, but next time I stop in, I'll put the word out.
Oh, I got one more question I forgot to even ask you. My wife was probably going to wonder this too. How is Nick and Norman's? The restaurant, how is Nick and Norman's? You still there? Well, that's probably him. Are you still there? You got couldn't it disconnected. Well, that's technical difficulties. What the hell, it happens. One last question. My wife was probably wondering this too because she is the biggest Norman Reedus fan in the world. We got to meet Norman in Nashville because I know Sean, his manager, and we got to meet Norman, and Norman took pictures with us and all that. But anyway, that's all on my Facebook. But how is Nick and Norman's?
Nick and Norman's. I haven't been inside the restaurant yet. I don't live that close to Sonoy, so I don't get to be there very much. But I've been by there, and I've heard all the reviews, and it's a great place. I've heard nothing but positive about it. Staff is really nice. The restaurant's really nice, but it's not Walking Dead at all. It's not. Don't expect to walk in and see Walking Dead stuff on the walls or anything.
But you can see some of the people from The Walking Dead sometimes there.
There's a chance, and they even said one time there's a chance you can go in there and Norman Reedus be bartending.
Yeah, and one last thing. So if I come down there to Atlanta, me and my wife, and maybe bring a bunch of other people that want to see a bunch of Walking Dead stuff, you'll take us on the tour, right?
You know what? I will personally go take y'all to the tour companies. Y'all let me know, and we can set it up. And I will personally come along the tours. See what kind of discount they'll give for a big crowd.
Alrighty.
They're not that expensive. They're really not, but they do charge a little bit. But I can probably work out a discount, and me and a couple of my walker friends. I know Michelle Hambetzi is. She does a lot of work with that, and she's played walker since the pilot. So.
Yeah, I know Michelle. I did an interview with her too.
She's very involved with all of them.
Yeah, so I'll let you know if we're able to come down there and do that. I know Hope wants to go down there. I got some other friends that want to go down there, and they want to eat at Nick and Norman's and hopefully meet Norman Reedus again. Hope's already met him once, but she don't care. She'd meet him again. She'd let him live with her if he could. She'd just stand him up in the corner and just look at him probably. Like most women would,
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a pleasure talking to you, man, and I'll have this online here for you to be able to share it where other people can look at it and all that kind of stuff too. And like I said, thanks for calling in and letting me talk to you for a little bit.
I appreciate it, Mike.
All right, talk to you later. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Again, that was Greg Cruz, Delaney, Smellgrove. If you just go to find him as a snoring guy, or if you can't find him, come to my page or the Blastzone Mike and Pinky page, and you can ask me wherever then. Tomorrow night, I'll have Whitman. He's the savior on The Walking Dead. On Wednesday, I'll have Anna Boyer, the Terminus Termite, and Walker, the one we were talking about that killed Robin Lord Taylor. Then on Thursday, I'll have Scott Taswan from Storage Hunters, and Friday, we're back to Blastzone Mike and Pinky Bob. And let me tell you, that show's going to be amazing. Pinky Bob's getting her shit together, and she said she's going to rock the shit out of this show come Friday. So you all be prepared and be ready. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock.